touchdown on play number 2. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. So here come the Bills out for their second drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. And now here's a timeout called by the Colts on the defensive side of the ball. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. In motion goes the tight end. Now a play fake here on first down. Rush coming, and he's taken down. They bring the safety on the blitz, and he busts through to drop him for an 8-yard loss.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you're wondering, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it.
Plenty of shouts from this crowd as they watch the replay. They want a challenge, and they're going to get one. The thing that they'll be looking at is a spot of the football, and this is always such a tough one for officials to get exactly right.
Not just because of how fast the game's going, but just trying to get the right sight line to the football. That's not always easy. We'll see what they decide here.
So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have 1 challenge remaining. Short completion, just 4 yards, and it's second down. Back to throw again. And a quick throw here, that's complete. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down. Now a handoff up the middle. Richard. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory. Here's a 2nd and 5. And he'll be taken down here as it will take us to the end of the first quarter. 13-0 is the score after 1 on EA Sports. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. Up the middle they go. Richard. Yeah, he will have a first down here at about the 40. Give him the 3rd down conversion. 5 yards on the play.
Well, it wasn't a goal line situation, but how about the goal line formation on 3rd and short? They went in and went heavy. No surprise on who was going to get the football. How about the power exhibited there?
Yeah, that was just put a hat on a hat, drive forward. Nice job to pick it up. And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line. The Bills passing game getting him down to another first down. Seems as if the passing attack's starting to heat up a little bit here in the second quarter.
And you can see the momentum because now they're reading their patterns downfield, they're understanding the coverages, and they're finding the open holes in the defense. They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That was a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try to run this one in. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop it right around the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he is not going to get in as the big bodies stop him at the 1. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. This Colts D up to the challenge so far, but they need another stop here on 3rd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. Well, he's not going to get there. That won't even be close. It was blown up in the backfield. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
With the way things have gone in this game, I think they've got to consider going for it here. I realize it's just the 2nd quarter, so they're not panicking, but they need something to give them positive momentum to get things going.
And now the field goal team on for Buffalo. This a chip shot, a 20-yarder. And his kick here is good. And they will indeed get on the board here, but still trailing. It's now 13-3. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So here are the Colts to take over. They were winners last week over Tennessee, and they've got the lead here. Well, they start this drive out 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Today's NFL, these big guys are featured receivers. They move all over the place to try and find good matchups, and they had one. They were just unable to complete the pass.
2nd and 10. They'll set up a throw. A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on 3rd down to get their momentum going again.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. They'll look to throw. That is caught. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. Two minutes remaining in this first half of football. They'll look to throw again. Flush to his right. Over the middle, complete. That's Bell. The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
2nd down and 6 now. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. Give him 7 on the tuck and run, and it'll get him a new set of downs.
Well, here's your first example of how this guy can beat you in more ways than one, because they took away his arm, but he was more than happy to dissect them with his legs for that 1st down pickup.
A little bit of space there for the 1st down run, as that's going to get him about 5 yards.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
Now 2nd and 5. Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Flushed out right. And an off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
That was an interesting look there, because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And on 3rd and 5, this will be the 8th play of the drive. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 23. Another good reception there. The Colts on the march.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even 3rd down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
This is caught. And they are able to stop him, but he does take it all the way to the 2. 2 big plays in succession. Not sure this D knows. And he takes it in for a Colts score. A great effort there as the first half is winding down. And the Colts will extend their lead here just before halftime. Shane Steichen, aggressive as a play caller. He's going to go for 2 here. They'll try and run it here. And he will get into the end zone to bump the lead up to 3 scores.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away.
By rule, that comes out to the 40-yard line, so good opportunity for this offense with solid field position.
So now the possession will begin at the 35 after the errant kickoff.
Well, that's certainly one way to avoid a dangerous kick returner, I suppose, but you are giving up extra yardage, that's for sure, because if you put it out of the end zone, this Start at the 25, so at a minimum, you're giving up 10 yards to the offense.
Back to throw now on first down.
That's into a crowd and intercepted.
And he's given his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. CD, I know it's just his second year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, second year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. The decision is to decline it and not give him the down back.
They might as well have sent a skywriter above the stadium saying, we don't think you can get the first down against our defense by that decision.
They'll throw now on the final play. And his throw here is going to be incomplete. So everyone's eager to resume play here in this Week 2 contest, so we push right through halftime and back at it for the start of quarter 3. The Bills trail here, but they will get the football first as we are back underway on EA Sports. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. The Bills offense set to take over to begin quarter number 3. They look up at the scoreboard facing that deficit. A 3-score game, Charles, but look, there's plenty of time to go here. The old football cliche that comes to my mind is you can't get it all back at once. They probably need something, though, out of this drive, at least 3 points.
Are you trying to say that there's no 3-score drive on that play sheet for any of those coordinators? They just don't have it, right? You're trying to get it all back. You know you can't get it back in one drive, but maybe cut into it a little bit as you just suggested. Try and create a little bit of momentum, a little bit of a spark, and then maybe that'll carry over.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Back to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. Nifty move. Still on his feet. And all the way home for a Bills touchdown. A big play there. 69 yards. And the Bills get a bit closer. Point after, up and good. And it makes the score 21-10. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And it culminates in a Bills touchdown. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they were terrific in the first half, built up a sizable lead, and it's just been cut into a bit following the opening drive score on the other side. But this is a unit that has to be itching to get the football again.
You can say that again. They've got to be pretty eager because, let's face it, they've had to sit through halftime, then sit on the sidelines and watch that drive. So you can bet that they're saying, let's get on with this. We got to go out there and get some more points.
Sliding out of the pocket. A good decision in the end. 9 yards and a first.
Oh, partner, just a second earlier, and they might have had him because they certainly thought they were going to close in and drop him behind the line of scrimmage, but he had just enough time to dodge the pressure, and he ends up getting yardage before being stopped.
On first down, Ross. And he puts his head down and gets up to the 42 for a gain of about 6.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Got a man over the middle, and it's complete. He's been big. 2 touchdowns earlier. Now he's got a first down here. And he's certainly been a huge factor in this when he's got the 2 touchdowns to his credit. Now they look to him again. He picks up the first.
Yeah, I can hear everyone saying, well, why don't you cover him, double him, triple him, do what you have to do. But sometimes they get locked into such a groove and such a connection, it doesn't matter how many guys are in his area.
He certainly looks to be in that groove right now. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now back to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Ross. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
And he'll get them inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks.
Well, this has been a long drive. In fact, it's eaten up a good chunk of the third quarter, which is precisely what you want when you're playing with the lead. You control the football, you control the clock, and impose your will on the defense.
He's got it, and he'll be taken down at the 2-yard line. It's a gain of 13 for number 13, and it gives him a first down. It'll be first and goal when we come back. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Back now in Indianapolis. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is first and goal. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. No gain there, and it's going to set up second and goal. So stuffed from the 2, now what?
You know me pretty well. What do you think I want here?
Play action?
Definitely. Let him get outside and create. And if he has to run it, he has a little bit more space.
Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. They'll set up to throw. And they're going to get to him. A sack. Sacked back at the 9-yard line. A lot of tired bodies on that field, but this is a big play. Third and goal. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. So a big sack for a loss of 4. It brings up fourth and goal.
And it appears to me that someone's defensive coordinator is jockeying for a raise. A sack on second and goal, a sack on third and goal, now brings up a decision on fourth down.
Back to throw here. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. He's going to be stopped shy of the end zone. They get the completion but cannot push forward into the end zone. And this long drive is going to wind up yielding nothing. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. They'll look to throw here.
And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
Under 4 to go now as they come up on second down. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And this is caught. A spectacular one-handed grab there. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there. Up the middle they go. Richard. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll drop to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. Those short little routes probably going to be open. The defense, they'll let those happen, especially when they can make an inbounds tackle.
Yeah, where's Coach Madden when you need him? He always talked about taking what the defense gives you, but sometimes you have to know when you have to take more. That was one of those situations.
Now from Colts territory, here's a 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. He'll drop to throw.
Quick throw to Freeman on the slant.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, he often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. Again, he'll drop to throw. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. That is catch number 300 now for his NFL career.
All 3 timeouts remain, but they've got to score quick. It's 1st and 10.
Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete.
Here's 2nd down and 3.
On play action, they'll throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
But it looks like one of the DBs has it.
And his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing to, having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys?
We've got to have 2 hands on the football here as they run on 1st down.
Powering his way forward. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. Now the Bills are going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Now a handoff up the middle. It's Ross.
And he is going to have a Colts 1st down. And that should be the one that finishes this game off.
They'll keep it on the ground. Ross, pretty nice aggressive run there before being brought down just inside of the 30. The Bills are going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Up the middle they go. Ross. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19.
This offense really looking polished these first couple of weeks. Here's 1st and 10.
And he'll get this one down to about the 17. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. This, in all probability, another run here on Saturday. And 8. They're going to look to throw. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd. Now a timeout called for by the offense. That'll be their 3rd and final stoppage here as we step aside.
Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
I remember a coach telling me a long time ago the difference between playing corner and safety in the NFL. Corner is like the Autobahn. Everybody just flying by, and these corners have been really busy in this game, although they got it done on the last play.
On the last play, yes, but there have been some good numbers put up against them offensively. He'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right.
Able to find the open man. That's complete.
Touchdown, Colts. A great play there. His first touchdown of the new season.
And the Colts are on their way to a 2-0 start.
Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
The extra point splits the uprights, and the lead is up to 18 now. So a nice drive put together there. They go 75 yards in 9 plays. And it culminates in an Indianapolis touchdown. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Buffalo offense back out ready to go. But we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Nothing at all on that one. It'll be second down.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And he'll be brought down by the Colts. One final shot. They'll look to throw. Throws right side, and that's complete. So this one winds up an Indianapolis victory. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Error-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's the proof right there. Win the turnover battle, go on to victory. Now the guys believe. You move on to the next lesson where you have to convince them. This one is now planted.
So for Indianapolis, it's a win here in their home opener as they move to 2-0. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Miami Dolphins. Meanwhile, for the Bills, they'll drop to 0-2. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. The Colts are winners as we say so long from Indianapolis.